Hey, how's it going? Jason Abbott here with Off-Road Underground. We're in the beautiful state of Idaho, and today we're riding the 2022 KTM 150 XCW. So as you can see from the outside, obviously this is not a stock KTM 150, but what we did is we kind of got a group of companies together and we went ahead and dialed it in a little bit better for these trails. It's basically designed for the Idaho single track and the Idaho rocky conditions. So yeah, we're stoked to finally get some time on it today and really see what it's made of. All right, so up front on the fork, Carl Cycle went ahead and revalved it and worked their magic. Jack over there really knows what he's doing and has these bikes dialed in on the Idaho single trail. So again, they went in, they left the stock springs, but they revalved the stack, and it's actually the mid-speed and high-speed stack. And then what they did also is they went in and installed the Racetech low-speed compression adjuster on the bottom. So in stock form, this fork does not have a low-speed compression adjuster. So with the Racetech, it doesn't have a ton of clicks on it, but then now you're able to adjust the fork if you want to have a little bit better performance on the rocks, a little bit better slow speed. So that's a really cool feature. So again, they didn't lower the forks, but what we did is we raised the forks up into the triple clamp to kind of even out the package. Honestly, I gotta say that I'm really enjoying riding this motorcycle. I don't feel half the bumps or the rocks. I'm probably about 50 pounds over at least of what this bike is target valve for, but honestly, like, I'd take it right as it is. It's plush on the soft stuff. It handles the high speed rollers really well, going through the streams and all the rock crossings and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm really impressed. So this bike is set up for a shorter rider, somebody that has a shorter inseam, but I'm 100% happy with how the suspension and the overall package has turned out for sure. I really like the shock, the way that it's set. I'm 5'11", I got about a 30-inch inseam. We rode some pretty technical stuff onto the side of the hill earlier, and I gotta tell you that the lower rear end definitely helped me out. I remember when I rode this bike previously, it did feel kind of high and I was losing my balance quite often. But with the new shock setting, I definitely think it's an improvement as far as, control and performance. So, they hit the best of both worlds on the rear end of this bike for sure. So internally on the shock, what they did is obviously they went in and revalved. They put a low friction piston into the body. Into the reservoir stock, it comes with a valve stack similar to what you have on the body. But the reservoir, what they did is they put the WP PDS Explore bladder into the shock reservoir, and so basically what that does is that helps it with overall better performance, not as hard as a spike in the overall shock when you're going over bumps. So yeah, overall the shock is set up for, say, somebody maybe around 5'5", shorter guy, maybe somebody that is just getting into riding, or somebody that's experienced and doesn't have the height that you would want on a trail. All right, so last time we rode this bike, obviously it was stock. That included the motor and the motor package. So Carl Cycle coming through again. We have the TSP head. It's an Australian company, direct bolt-on to this model, and along with that you do an ECU reflash. Those two things right there make a huge improvement. Last time we rode this thing, it was a little bit kind of sluggish off the bottom, and the mid, I was looking for a little bit more, but now, man, this thing is really responsive off the bottom, has a good mid-range torque. It actually gets going on the trail really well. So they claim about 5 horsepower in the mid, 2 up top. I would agree. I think that's pretty true. Just in those two things, it wakes it up definitely. But obviously we're going to be moving on to a pro circuit pipe and silencer here down the road. But for right now, it's definitely a huge improvement over the stock. All right, so that's about it for the suspension and the motor. Simon from Off-Road Underground is gonna come through and give you the lowdown on the rest of the bike. But for now, I'm gonna get back out on the trail and spend some more time on this thing.
To protect our controls in case of a crash, we've installed the Fastway F.I.T system handguards. This is a full wraparound system. Also from Fastway, we have the Evolution EXT foot pegs. These are super strong stainless steel pegs, coupled with the ankle savers extension. Fastway also makes this 6061 billet aluminum spark arrestor. This will keep your bike Forest Service legal on the trails. When we need to park our bike on the side of the trail, we use the Fastway Kickstand. It's super strong and easy to install. For all-day comfort out on the trails, the guys at Seat Concepts sent us this Race 2.0 seat. This seat has a really good grippy texture and it looks great too. In the center of the rider cockpit, we installed an MSC Moto Vector MX steering damper. This makes a huge difference on the Singletrack in Idaho and helps the bike from deflecting off of rocks. Because we're running the steering damper under the handlebar, we've gone with the Pro Taper steering damper low bend. Speaking of protection, we've also installed the Tusk Billet radiator guards. Also from the guys at Tusk, we have the chain guide guard, a TPS guard, a clutch reservoir cover, and the Tusk rotating bar clamp. Rounding up the products from Tusk, we have the Tusk brake pedal, the Tusk folding shift lever, a high pressure radiator cap, an hour meter, a rear brake disc guard, and most importantly, the Tusk digital fan kit. We also added a primary drive O-ring chain and a primary drive rear aluminum 51 tooth sprocket. The guys at Acerbis sent us a 3.1 gallon tank. This should give us a longer range, but we still have that narrow bike feel. Also, to help grip the bike, we have the Acerbis X-Grip frame protectors. And underneath we have the Acerbis lightweight skid plate. For our contact patch with the Idaho trails, we've added a Shinko 520 cheater rear and a 216 cheater front. This is a really great combo for the Idaho single track and rocks. We tried to keep the graphic kit fairly close to stock. Our buddy Randy Commons from Maxima hooked us up with a neat design, and we went to Decal Works, who make the best quality graphics in the industry. Easy to install and a perfect fit. So that's it for our KTM XCW build. We're really excited about riding this bike this year, and thanks to everyone who's helped us.